Hello and welcome to this edition of Community Voices Uganda on Civic Space TV. I am Phillip Muliisa. I want to welcome all of you to this conversation, and today we are looking into something that is creating a lot of rounds on social media and in the hearts and minds of Ugandans about online banking, online money lenders. And a few days ago, we woke up to a tweet from the Deputy Speaker of the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, putting out a complaint that he had actually received a phone call, what he called a harsh phone call from one of the online agencies, asking him to produce an individual he did not know, but they claim this person had used the contact and person of the speaker to get some money from an online lending agency, the names of Mangu Cash, and they were asking the speaker to either produce this person or pay the money or he faces the consequences. And we were like, these things are happening to the level of top government officials, and nothing is happening, and they also seem not to know what is going on and where it can be taken. So today we are here to make sense of these online lending agencies. We want to understand, first of all, what are they, and by extension, who is regulating them? How are they operating? Are Ugandans actually active in this particular business? And in any case, what is the experience of Ugandans with these online lending agencies? And as we get into that conversation, we shall first, of course, talk to you about yourselves and where you are. And you briefly talk to me about your environment. Starting with me, I am Phillip Muliisa once again, and I am in Kampala here. We're having a rather cloudy day. It's not sunny, not rainy. We had a bit of drizzles in the morning, but now things are seemingly normal. We have people going to work, and of course, we anticipate rain might come back a little later, but for now it's very, very okay, and we hope the day continues to be as successful as it looks. I'll pick up on you to briefly talk to me about your environment and precisely what you think we can get to know about your particular location before we get to the discussion about the agencies and what we are doing to the population. I'll start from Assistant Superintendent of Police, Ego Daniel. Daniel, you are welcome. How are you and how is your environment?
Okay, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, you do.
Okay, ASP Ego Daniel. Thank you, Philip, for the welcome. I'm here. I'm in Njeru. Njeru is near Jinja. Njeru is CPS Central Police Station. That's why I work as the OS operations here. This is not the first time I'm doing a recording. It's, I think, my third or fourth. I think the fourth. Yeah, the weather is okay. It rained the whole night though, but we're okay. Then we're enjoying. Yeah, a bit cloudy. I think it's the same with Kampala. It's a bit near. So that is where we are. So I'm ready for the topic. Anytime you call upon me, then I'll be there. Otherwise, thank you. And everybody else, welcome. Lydia, Philip, Lydia, Denis, and everybody else. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ASP Daniel at Njeru, and we're happy to have you today. Next is Francis Otim. Francis, greetings, you're welcome, and how is your environment?
Thank you very much, Comrade Philip. Our dear panelists, my dear panelists, and our listeners. My name is Francis Otim. I'm the Civic Division Councillor for Kirombe Ward in Bardege, Layibi City Division. I also double as the chairperson for health, education, and community-based services in the Division Council of Bardege, Layibi here in Gulu City. Gulu City is, we are okay. The weather is a little cloudy, but business is moving on normally, and I'm really grateful once again to share my thoughts with our dear audience and the panelists through this platform of the Civic Space. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Otim, for that, and we appreciate you being here, and we can't wait to hear what you have to share with us from the perspective of Bardege Layibi. Next is Lydia. Lydia, greetings. You welcome to the conversation, and how is your environment?
Hello, good morning. My name is Alupo Lydia Innocent. I'm in Bale. The weather here is a bit chilly because it rained yesterday the whole night, but regardless, we're here. And I'm honored and privileged to be here in Civic Space today. And I'll be glad to be sharing with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lydia, and we're happy to have you. And lastly, Denis. Denis, greetings. You welcome to the conversation.
All right, thank you. My name is Denis Namubogo. I'm here in the Kampala. I'm so happy to meet up with you here. This is my first time here on the platform. I'm glad for the invitation. I hope we shall share so much about the topic of today of these online lenders and online applications who are giving out money. Personally, I have had a bit of personal experience with them, which I'll be sharing, and more when I'm called upon later on when my time comes. Here in Gayaza, I'm a clinical officer. I'm serving the people of Gayaza here at the Forum Medical Center. And as we talk right now, I'm in office already. Yeah, though but still I had to spare some time and we'll share about this topic because it's almost affecting every Ugandan outside there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Denis, for that, and we are happy to have you now. Colleagues, I want us to start here, even before we get into the legalities and what is happening with these online agencies and the call out of the speaker and many other people online and offline. I want to hear from you. I'll start with you, Afande Daniel. From where you sit as an officer and enforcer of the law, have you had any cases at your station relating to this particular subject we're talking about, online money lenders and their clients, perhaps a disagreement, perhaps trying to clear a few things here and there? And it's a general question to all of us. What is our experience with online money lending institutions? Have we heard about them? Have we interacted with them? And what do we hear specifically about these particular institutions? I'll start with you. I think Afande cannot hear from me right now, but hopefully he's going to be clearing his sound and he can able to be picking what we say and what we continue. But let's continue. I will come to you, Francis. What have you heard about these online agencies, and perhaps have you interacted with them? Have you been a client on that side, and how did it go? Yes, Otim.
Yeah, thank you very much, Comrade Muliisa, and everyone listening in. The online money lenders, I have never been a client there. Sorry for I'm in town and there are some guys doing a road drive. Sorry for that. I don't know if I'm being heard clearly.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. I have never been a client for the online money lenders. However, I have borrowed some loans from MTN More Cash, and I want to say that for MTN More Cash is more. I would say the loan is given in a more responsible way. But now for the other online money lenders, like I'm citing an example of Mangu Cash. You see, there are certain requirements that you should give them, and one of them is numbers of your next of kin, even without the consent of your next of kin, and that clearly abrogates the the regulations of giving what? Of giving loans to what? To people. Normally, when you go to the bank, there is that part that your next of kin should sign and consent that if you are unable to pay the loan, you will be liable. But now for online money lenders, normally these are not done. I have had friends who have got money from these online money lenders and have ended up what? Breaking their SIM cards because they don't want to be frequently followed up with what? With phone calls. So, Comrade Muliisa, I want to say that yes, these online money lenders are giving Ugandans money to help them in their different with their different problems. However, I want to say that they are not doing it in a legal way. They are not following all the legal means of what? Of giving loans to what? To people. And I believe so much that these online money lenders now are in heavy losses. I don't know their interest. I don't know how they do their business plan, but 80% of those of people who I have interacted with, who have gotten these online loans, they normally don't want to what? Don't want to pay. So I think these online money lenders should be, yeah, first of all, it's not a bad idea to give money online, but I think there should be regulations that should be put in place, or they should comply with the regulations that involve what? Lending money, like from the from the people in charge of what? Microfinance. If not, first of all, those businesses, those online money lenders are going to what? Are going to collapse. Comrade Muliisa, when we speak about online money lenders, I would want us also to dip a little into these people who are giving us loans, who are giving loans in our community. For me, in my community, there's a loan called Bardege, where market vendors get from 50,000 to around 300,000, and they are entitled to be paying that back the money on a what? On a daily basis. And the interest rates are also what? Are also high. And worst of it, the security for that particular loan is the what? The national what? The national IDs. And I remember one time the president came up with a statement that national IDs is the property of the what? Of the government of Uganda. And no one should what? Confiscate it or use it as what? Security for what? For getting what? For getting a loan. And I think he ordered that these national IDs be returned back to what? To this particular what? To their owners. I want to inform you that up to now, majority of women here in Gulu City don't have their national IDs because they have used it as what? Security to get what? To get this what? To get these loans. So for me, yes, online money lenders should be regulated and they should comply with the what? With the regulation of the of people in charge of what? Microfinance. But also I'm saying that even these money lenders in our communities should also be what? Should also be regulated. The biggest challenge that I see here is compliance. Is enforcement, because as a country we have all the laws that can help us make these people what? Compliant, but there has always been a very big problem in what? In enforcement, right from the Uganda Communications Commission, who are directly linked to what? To money lenders, to people in charge of our microfinance, to also the people in charge of the justice and law order sector, like the what? Like the police. So for me, I feel that once these money lenders are regulated. They will even do their business in a smooth way, and they will also earn even more profits. But they should do all these all their dealings within the law. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Otim, for that overview and what you've heard about these particular agencies, but also the interaction and widening the conversation to even other sectors, including these not online, but physical, that do the daily payments and using national IDs as security. I want to come to you, Lydia. What have you heard about these online agencies, and perhaps have you experienced their services, and what is the experience like in that case? Lydia.
Thank you so much. So this online money lending services, what I want to bring a disclaimer that they are not actually bad, but where we draw the line is their interests and the forms that they use to give people money. So this, I've not been a client to them, but these online money lenders, so according to my research, some of them have very high interest rates. Some of them are not fully licensed and registered. And then also some of them don't have the transparency requirements. So some of them give very limited period of payment. And at the end of the day, they even go ahead to get information from the client when their information is actually supposed to be protected. So these online money lenders are actually, they're actually good because one, their services are quick, and also their requirements are minimal, and there is less paperwork in it. So at the end of the day, we see that Ugandans want something that is quick, that is easily accessible to them. So at the end of the day, you find that someone has gotten loans from over 8 online money lending apps. They get from Fido, they get from Mango, they get from Extra Cash. Yes, so these are one of the things that has led them to do so. And also why I think these online money services have also caught many people's attention. It's because they are easily accessible and they are not hard to get, other than the others that need you to do a lot of paperwork, you bring guarantees. So I think we can borrow a leaf from that and make the process easier so that people avoid getting loans or money to improve on their businesses, to improve their standards of living from this money lending apps online. So I think the government can do better, one, by getting better online money lending apps that are licensed, that are registered, and everyone is aware of the online percentages they're going to charge and what rate is it. So it should be something that is accessible, flexible, they are certain about, they understand the terms of it, so that at the end of the day, we see that there is no breach of contract. Yeah, I think that's what I think. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lydia, for that and rather powerful conversation. Dennis, I want to hear from you. What have you had, or what is your experience with these online lending agencies, and perhaps have you been a client in there, and how do they behave around their clients? Yes, Dennis.
Okay, good morning once again. I hope I'm clear to everyone. Both of you can record to me if I'm clear. Hello, are you getting me?
Yes, I hear you.
All right, let's move now. Once again, my name is Denis Namubogo. I'm here in Gaza, Kampala. So with the online money lenders, I've been a client. I'm going to share about my own personal experience, where are the loopholes, what we need to do, and what's the way forward. First of all, online money lending has become in our society today, and the entities that are dealing with that business, we have entities that are supposed to be regulated under Bank of Uganda, and we have also entities which are supposed to be regulated under Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority. On the side of entities which are supposed to be under Bank of Uganda, I have been a customer there too. For example, I have bought from Extra Cash on MTN, Mopesa. Yeah, I've gotten that money and I've used it and I've paid it. Okay. When you compare the two, actually the others under they are still MTN. There are also some loans MTN gives directly. That is where you find the Mocash and the Momo advances. Those are directly from MTN. Then others, they are partnered with the banks. For example, Extra Cash is a partnership with the Post Bank. The Post Bank, which gives you that money through MTN mobile money. Then when you come to Mopesa, I think it's Pacific Bank, if I'm not mistaken. However, those people, what I like from them is that, first of all, there is no paperwork needed in getting that money. All you need is a registered SIM card, and they have their own way of evaluating how much to give you. And secondly, it doesn't take time. Once you agree to their terms and conditions, you apply. The maximum time it can take, I think, is 3 minutes, and you receive that money in your mobile money wallet. So that one I prefer them, and their interest is quite low, less than 10%. For example, if you have gotten 10,000 from Extra Cash MTN, within one week, you can put an interest of around 600 shillings. That interest is quite favorable. It's not much. It can save you in case of one emergency, and you move on. So that side, I have no problem. It is working well. The regulation is okay. I have not received any insult from them. Even customer care is good. If you try to follow up, it is also okay. The terms and conditions, you can read through, they are well stipulated and they abide with them. However, where the majority of the challenges are, they have been found on the side which is supposed to be under Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority, UMRA. That is where we have got online apps. They have mentioned the few we have Mango, Banana, Nile, Pico, Sunlight. There are very many. If you go to Play Store, even on YouTube, there are several adverts running around here and there. As long as you are online, you can't fail to see at least an advert. Excellent. But sometime back, there was an issue. There was a statement released from Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority. They listed 59 of those apps, saying those apps were operating illegally. And they are not registered with them. They don't know them in other words. So they are operating illegally, and that means whoever is dealing with them is also dealing with them illegally. That means if you're dealing with such an individual, in case of anything, you may not have a legal backup for you to follow up on that case. I have been a client there. I have ever bought from, I think if I'm to mention, I have ever bought from Mancat. But the challenge there is one, the charges are not clearly stated out. In an advert, they portray something different. But when you come to download the app and try to utilize their services, you end up falling into something different. For example, they will advertise and tell you, we don't need a guarantor, there is no paperwork, all you need is your phone and a SIM card. We are going to give you a loan between 300,000 to maybe 1 M. They put one high, okay, at the bottom line, you find high figures in an advert, but when you come to the app itself, what you will get will be much smaller than what was advertised. That's one issue. The second issue is access to personal data. These online apps, first of all, they will have access to your contact list. They will have access to your messages. They will have access to your phone calls. They will take your mini number and they will also take all the details on your SIM card. And to re-echo a bit about what the first brother talked about, the first speaker talked about is they take people they call next of kin. You put their phone numbers of people, but they don't take an initiative to have those people consent. For example, bro Phillip, I can go to Mango Cash, as long as I have your phone number, I can submit it there. You will not know about it, you will have nowhere to start. You will just realize it later when you're getting a phone call. Do you know Denis? You're like, I don't know Denis. But Denis
All right.
being
Yes, thank you so much, Dennis, for that. And we're going to pick more from that, and you give us a lot of experience and interaction with these agencies. It's very good. We have this kind of information. And one of the things you talk about is they do not ask for paperwork and some other things, and a lot of questions from that particular issue. Apande Ego, can you hear me now? Daniel, you can hear me? Daniel, you can hear me? Please unmute and talk to me. I think, Daniel, you can hear me now?
I think, yes, I can.
Talk to me. Yes, I think you can hear me now.
Hello, Phillip.
Yes, I have you now.
I don't know if you can hear me. I can hear you.
Yes, Apande. I want to hear from you. Your
Okay, I'm logged into
experience,
another device. Okay.
Daniel, you can hear me.
Now, this one is not clear. I'm logged into my... Yes, I can. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes,
hello?
I can hear you.
Okay, yes. Before we go any further...
Yes, thank you. Apande, I want to hear from you.
But it's a bit... Oh, my God. Hello?
Yes,
Hello.
Daniel, go ahead and talk to me about, first
Hello.
of all, as a law enforcer.
Hello?
What have you heard about these online agencies? And in any case, at your station in Njeru, have you received any cases of disagreements or confrontations between clients and the managers or supervisors in these online agencies? What specifically have you heard about them as a law enforcer? Yes, Daniel. Daniel's contact seems to have some challenges, but let's see how we try to correct it, and we shall have him talk to us as and when he is in a good position to talk to us. Meanwhile, let me come back to you, Otim. Look, you are a counselor, and one of the things all you politicians promise people is that you're going to make their life easier, you're going to make them have higher standards of living. And one of the things that contribute to that is having some money on you. Ugandans and indeed many other citizens of the world are finding an avenue to get some money, but many have said it is not a safe avenue. And as you heard from Denis here, he was telling us when getting money from an online agency, one, we do not need paperwork. There is little concern about collateral security and many other things. How, first of all, do these lending agencies identify that actually the person sending in an application is the real person who owns this phone number, is the person that owns these details? Because in any case, they are saying you don't have to put out paperwork. How do they assess and identify these people, especially in a country where we know people day in, day out lose their mobile phones and they find themselves in use by different individuals who not own them? Isn't this such a risk for these institutions? Yes, Otim.
Yeah, thank you very much, our moderator and fellow panelists. One thing that every Ugandans agree with is that for you to survive well in Uganda, or for you to have at least some conducive lifestyle, you have to go for a loan. And very many people in this country have applied and got loan from different institutions, including politicians, by the way. Normally, when politicians are elected into office, different banks, different microfinance institutions reach out to politicians. This has happened in parliament. This also happened at the grassroots here in the local governments. Normally, people go for these loans just simply because they want capital to start up something that can generate for them more income so that they can what? They can have at least a good standard of living. Now, to the citizens, of course, you know, the government, through different initiatives, has tried to empower the citizens with money. I give an example of the parish development model. I give an example of the Emi Yoga, and also there is right now there's now this fund here in the Ministry of Gender, the Grow Fund. Yes, like for instance, the parish development model, every financial year empowers 100 people in a parish with 1 million shillings. And how to acquire, the steps of acquiring it is very clear. And how to follow up that money is very clear. But still, people in charge of PDM are getting challenges in recovering this money, because majority of people who have got this money have misused the money. I don't want to blame them. There is high poverty in the country. Because someone will get money to start a business, but on the other side, the person has a child at home because they lack school fees. So some of them divert these monies to cater for their other needs. And there have also been other people, of course, who have just misused it. Some have used it for taking alcohol and the rest. So given the situation in the country, it makes we citizens of Uganda to now look for any alternative that can work for us, even if the interest rates are high. Even if the interest rate is 30, So long as I can get that money quickly and I solve that particular problem at hand. That is why we have seen very many Ugandans going in for these what? Online loans, even if the interest rates are what? Are high. For me, what I think, these online money lenders, they're a blessing to this country. The people who came up with that idea should really be applauded, because they analyzed the status quo and then they thought that maybe they can give Ugandans some money to help them do certain things, because accessing money even in the bank is not easy. And you know, at times, some of us, especially the young people, some of them don't have what? National IDs. And this is a real requirement in the what? For getting these loans. So to me, I urge the government, or as I urge the government, especially the Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority, Bank of Uganda, the Parliament of Uganda, to really embrace this online money lending by adding in some creativity, and to see how we can best regulate these online money lenders, because I think it brings cash to Ugandans. It access when you talk about accessibility to these monies, it's very easy to access these monies. But the only thing is they have to regulate them so that if they're giving this loan, their interest rate is within the interest rates that has been that has been that is in line with the guidelines of Bank of Uganda and Uganda Microfinance Regulator. Then also on the on especially on the security, and especially on the guarantors, they should be clear that before an online money lender gives out money to their clients, and before that client claims that this one is their next of kin, I think that particular next of kin should be informed of how much that person is getting, and if really they know that particular person, to avoid that instance that we had one of the online money lenders lending up staffs harassing the deputy speaker of parliament. For me, I say that this online money lending is a good thing. It's upon we as Ugandans, in the different stakeholders within the country, to sit down to see how they can best regulate money lenders, and to make it efficient in a way that it benefits with the citizens of Uganda. It benefits also the owners of these companies. Then lastly, I remember during COVID, the Prime Minister initiated something initiated a COVID fund. It was, I think, 100,000 to be given to each to individuals, especially those who have been highly affected, the vulnerable people in the community. They were supposed to be given 100,000, and I think it was done in an online mode, whereby they enter your number and then you receive some funds from the Prime Minister. For me, I think that kind of that initiative is not so far from the online money lenders. The only difference is that this money that the COVID fund that we received from the office of the Prime Minister, we don't give it back. But for these online money lenders, you always given with somewhat interest. So for me, online money lending is a good thing, and the government of Uganda, the Bank of Uganda and the Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority should sit and Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority, and then UCC, Uganda Communication Commission, the police, should come up with better ways of how we can improve this, because this will make accessing cash to we the citizen easy, and we can be able even now to invest in our different projects efficiently. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Otim, for that deliberation about that. I think you can now hear me well.
I think I don't know if you can hear me now. I can hear you properly.
Yes,
I'm hearing you.
yes, I do.
I'm
Yes,
very
I
sorry. I
do.
had to
So
get out of
Tim,
office. I was
what
using.
is your-
Yes.
I want to hear from you your experience with these online institutions, or perhaps what you have had in the area of law enforcement about these institutions
Yes.
and how they are.
Okay. Now, thank you very much. Yes, Philip. Okay. Thank you very much, Philip. Now, mine is, you see, I was in Kavaragala initially before I came to Jinja. Before I was deployed here, I was working in Kavaragala. I was under Zambia, Gogonde. And remember there, we have an institution, we had KIU. I don't know if maybe the students' level of borrowing is a bit higher, but that's the first time I heard of this issue of the mango cash, issue to do with the mango cash. There are complaints we got. We have gotten the complaints, yes, about harassment here and there that, I don't know anything about this money lending, but they've called me telling me that, well, I've stood surety for somebody that has me for money. And now the weird part is, this money lending, it's not really, I'm not saying, we call it a menace now, we're discussing it as a menace, but then again, there's no coercion. People go for this money willingly. And they find usually small amounts. And a recovery of this money is usually supposed to be in a civil courts of law. It doesn't go in terms of, actually, it doesn't go criminal. So police, our stake is there, but it's a bit limited. Because now the unit in police that controls money, I think is the Financial Intelligence Authority, but that one deals with usually billions of money. We usually handles money laundering. I think money laundering, like extra heavy money coming to accounts, those remittances. But this digital lending, online money lending, is actually not a bad thing. That thing it came in a way. It was I think the first one, the initial ones were these more cash started, and shockingly more cash works with the Centenary. Those are banks. More cash is the Centenary Bank issue through MTN. Easy Loan is the Equity through Equity Bank. Then Loan Plus is Finance Trust. So these are actual banks that know the point of what? Of money lending. They know the dynamics and what it takes to lend money. Now, the issue is to go to a civil court and claim money, to go to small claims to claim in the event of a recovery of this money, to go and claim. There's a particular amount that starts from small claims starts from, I think, 50,000 and above. These people lend as low as 20,000. That's when the recovery comes. You call now, you start calling and asking the surety, because you can take them to civil courts and say, I want my 20,000. You're going to use that to recover 20,000. Are you seeing my point? So now that's why the harassment comes in, because and the way it's done as, actually, this whole thing just lacks sensitization. People are not sensitized. It is a good venture, yes. But then again, people just lack sensitization. They are not heavily informed. This is an ICT thing. It's a thing to do with technology. This is a tech thing, technology. So with technological advancement, the lending is still the same, yes. But then again, now here, it's online and then the physical, what is it called? The physical bit is not there, because other money lenders provide similar services. We have money lenders that are mushrooming. I think here in Njeru, where I am, I have about 40 money lenders. They give that low money 50, they give, and they put collateral. Now here, now with more cash, there's no collateral whatsoever. There's no collateral. And they can give even sometimes reach 400, 500. They start from 20 years, but they reach heavy sum. And now that's why the time when people get it, the terms and conditions are not known to them. They don't know what the terms and conditions are. This is online. They think this is quick cash. Online things is quick cash. So most people think Mbafeze, I've ferrad, meaning I've ferrad MTN, I've ferrad Mango Cash. People break their lines. They run away from it because they don't know the dynamics. People are not informed. There's an element of people have to be sensitive so that they know what are you getting into. They give motorcycles, they give bikes for people are benefiting, yes, of them, but they don't understand. Now, like Tugende, with the Tugende group, when they give you a motorbike, you're going to buy a motorbike is about 5.4 million to 6. But when you're paying, you pay for between 7 to 9, meaning the percentage you're going to pay is more than actually 60%. So now that somebody has to be explained to. Now, when somebody goes like, I've given me a bike, like how they usually say, I'm going to pay this. In the event they don't know they're being fleeced. So this issue, they are actually what is called exploiting. They're exploiting. They give you 20K at the end of the day. Every month they're taxing you, fine on 20, you're paying about 50. So the only issue is that the regulation is there. They are regulated. Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority regulates. The act is out. It came out in 2020. I think in July. They may put it in July. I think it's CAPA 64. The act, it's there because this all money lenders should be registered. They're about 5. They have an act, a full act. So meaning it's regulated. But then again, if it's regulated, where are you going to go to report them? Remember, anything to do with the money lending, I know it's a civil matter. So to report, you have to go to Uganda Microfinance Regulatory. But now, are you going to report? Or even themselves to recover, they have to report. Now, that's why you see the recovery is the harassment comes in. I've been harassed by me too as well. I've been called that. Me, I thought they were afraid. I told them again. I told them go to police. You see, I told them you go to police and report. I told them come to police here and report. I'm here. Come and pick me. I've never told them. Just like so. That's why the issue is. The issue is just not being understood. Same thing with this M-Copper. M-Copper is giving out funds. A phone of 200 or 300, you find you're buying it at 900. So this online thing, it's raw to us. It's a tech thing. It's a technology, another new technology. So people are not getting it, and in that process, they're being exploited. And that's why you see now the harassment is coming. This one has failed to play. So now that's where the issue is coming. But otherwise, the issue of that digital lending is actually digital lending, online lending. That's digital lending. It's a phenomenon that has to be understood. People just has to be explained to, so they know what they're dealing with, and then what is actually happening. Because now most of them now like this more cash. Me, I've taken more cash. I think the time I had no fuel. I got stuck a bit. I don't even know. I picked more cash. They gave me 20. I was shocked. I put fuel in my car. Next thing I even forgot about it. Next thing I know, they're sending a message at human. He was supposed to pay. And I'm like, it's quick. And what is quick, a Ugandan will take it. Anyone will take it, even if it's anybody else, they will take it. So in the event that they default, it's these other big companies that are going to suffer. Now, more cash is MTN with Centenary. I think that one's a bit insured because lending money, then they're supposed to be collateral for that. Now, here you're getting money without collateral. That is free cash. People are going to jump into the opportunity. And of course, they're going to fleece them. And that's why you see the harassment comes in, because they are making loss. So we may not be knowing, but it could find some money loan. Because now where is that money being got from? That also brings the question. So really, the laws are there. There's an act that is there to regulate them. Bank of Uganda regulates. UCC regulates in terms of those issue of online things. Because in the event that somebody has a complaint, you go to UCC if you're being harassed. Now that one goes triple plus. You report cyber harassment. So at the end of the day, this whole thing, it's just a phenomenon that is not being understood. It's a new phenomenon. And I think bit by bit, people will get to understand it. But I think it's just, it's raw. The area is raw. The data is still raw. People are not understanding it. There's a need for sensitization to the matter. I think I'm exhausted. I feel I'm over talking.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
for that. And it's good you give us that account from a perspective, but also the experience, especially at the legal side of it, since you're in that area. Thank you so much, Apande, for that. I want to come back to you, Lydia. Lydia, you see, one of the things that are involved here in online lending and the loans people are getting is there is sharing of information, data. And in the information age, information, data, in terms of contacts, in terms of location, is something that is so critical and important. You don't have to be having information everywhere. I want you to speak to the safety of people's information and data in the hands of these online agencies whom they have not interacted with, mostly physically. They don't have physical offices in our locations, but going ahead to give them the information. How safe is this data, is this information, and these online agencies? Yes, Lydia.
Okay, thank you so much. So you talked about the information of the clients with the money lending services. So these online apps. So basically what I want to say that even the right to privacy is being violated because information is taken without one's notice and without one's consent and even without their knowledge. So basically we see that this is not right. And I think that the government should take measures. One of the things the government should do, since these online money lending apps have like stolen the hearts of Ugandans. So what they should do is they should invest in these apps. One, maybe what they can do is to liaise with them and come up with interest rates together, the repayment terms, and the relevant information. Those money those online money lending apps should give the government they should disclose everything about them, their interests, and what they need, and what kind of information do they need. This will help us protect the information of the people, and this will also help us avoid what we call impersonation.
Lydia, if you allow me, aren't you selling government too much? Because look, you are dealing with an application probably developed in Europe or Asia, and
Yes.
government is not in charge of the development. It is Apple, left to a controlled by Google in somewhere in the United States of America. Does our government have capacity to regulate something of that magnitude that is controlled in the United States of America? They source their monies from their particular location, and here we are just trying to consume and pay after. Do we have that capacity?
Yes, I think the government has that capacity. I remember some year back, there was that app where people used to invest money every day. And one morning, government passed a notice that they could shut down the app, and the app was shut down, and many Ugandans lost actually their money. I've forgotten what it was called, but I think the government has the power to stop. And we have also those things, avoid impersonation. Now you see how the online money apps were harassing the speaker of how she has to pay their money, and yet she is even not aware. So actually they have the power to stop that, and it gives us a good working relationship with everyone. So I think that they're in full capacity, and they're the ones who have the authority to even stop, even control other countries from imposing those apps on us. So even our information technology system should be aware, and they should hack into such system to stop such apps that are coming out. So this also, we see that
really,
there are now cyber attacks. Yeah, so I think that they have all the power, they have all the authority, they have all the resources to stop this. And if they can do that, they can give them a task that in case you want your online apps to be fully used by Ugandans, basically you have to license them and register them, and make sure that there are transparency requirements. For example, their arrests, they can disclose their information about their terms of payment, about their interests, about the information they need. This will also help us protect the individual's information. And also we make sure that even the next of kin is aware, because most times the next of kin is not even aware that they're being used as a next of kin. So we should put in a system that even the next of kin is aware. Once your information is uploaded as a next of kin, you are fully aware, and we can create such a platform. That's why we see during the population census, the government was able to send messages to every Ugandan, and they were aware. So why not have such a system that is able to send information that so and so is making you a next of kin? Yes, just like how MTN does it on Mopesa. They have your information, and they take an initiative to call you, and it is between two parties. It does not extend to the third party who is not privy to the contract. So I think that they should take measures on that. That's what I think. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lydia, for that very important information, giving people information, making them aware, and, such that they cannot be taken for a ride in things they did not actually consent to. Thank you so much. Denis, one of the things you talked about earlier was the fact that these agents do not require paperwork. They are very fast in delivering, and indeed you can there's flexibility in the work operation. I want to ask you from the other side. You see, there is no individual or corporation that will invest their money and they intend to make loss. If these agencies are really giving out money quickly without a lot of paperwork, without collateral, and indeed they have not physically interfaced with the individual, how do they, first of all, assess the risk associated with that, but also what is their guarantee in terms of making sure they will recover their money? Yes, Denis.
All right, thank you so much once again. I think on that note of assurance of recovery of the money, I think it's just they put it on risk. They take a risk and say, let's see if it will come back. And I think the way they try to mitigate that risk is by starting with small amounts. However, on that small amount, they put high charges. For example, with an online app, if you borrow, they say we are borrowing you 40,000. If you receive 40,000 on your account, after 7 days, you are required to pay back 70,000. That means, one, they have risked a small amount, but in case they borrow 2 people and one doesn't pay back, and one pays back, at least what this one has paid back is able to recover what the other one has paid to pay, or even or a closer amount. Yes. And I think that one is also another issue we need to talk or to discuss about. Their charges are so high. They are so high and hidden. In advance, they are not there. Then the other thing is we have enough regulations, but the problem is, as we have talked already, the problem is in compliance and the sensitization. Because, first of all, online apps don't have physical addresses. If these people had the physical address, you'd say, in the case of anything, I'm going to find this person here. But that one is not there. Then, the other thing is, if we are to solve these issues, it takes a collective measure. You cannot say the government is going to do alone, or the individuals are going to do alone. This issue needs us as the people who are utilizing these services to take an initiative and know the people you're dealing with. Are these people legal? Is what they are doing illegal? Then, two, we have government entities which are also trying to do their work. Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority and Bank of Uganda, I appreciate them. They have tried to do their work. But we Ugandans, we don't take time to learn what we are entering into or what we are doing. We just rush with this surface information and go. Then the other key players who can help in this matter, in formalizing this thing, is the telecom company. Major here we have Airtel and Mobile and the MTN, because those are the people who are providing platforms for transactions. And if someone is operating the illegally, why should MTN give them the platform?
None of these apps
to get access to Uganda. If MTN or Airtel can tighten at their point, then I think these people can get back on line. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Denis, for that. And when you say that, well, then it especially very welcome that we talk about a very big profit margin. What you actually call very huge interest rates, and I think this is not fair in terms of banking. I want to look at when you relate it to the central bank lending rates, it shouldn't be something that is too good. I want to come back to you, Bardege, and look, at the end of the day, this is something that is posing risk to Uganda, and the Uganda Police Force has a mandate to protect Ugandans and their property. Do we have any measures put in place by the Uganda Police Force to see that they caution or protect the people of Uganda in times when they are at, like the speaker was, the deputy speaker was, being harassed, whether psychologically or physically, by these online agencies or their agents? Does the Uganda Police Force have a provision to see that they assist Ugandans not to be harassed by these agencies? Yes, Daniel.
Okay, all right. Thank you. I hope you're hearing me, Philip, again.
Yes,
Hello?
I do hear you.
Okay, yes, thank you very much. Now, Philip, you see where we are going. In any case, it's actually the money lenders who are making losses. Because now when a person picks and borrows, even if they harass, there is nowhere, usually they are not taken anywhere. I think that one we can agree. because they lend the money. Because now, you see, for us, police acts on complaint. Now, like the speaker, the deputy speaker, like a complaint. We have laws, there are policies already on ground. These money lenders are regulated. Now, like actually the ones that almost all of them are licensed. If I'm not mistaken, maybe all are licensed. They're licensed and they know what, and they are regulated. Regulatory authority presides over them. Bank of Uganda presides over them. Financial Intelligence Authority that is under police presides over them, especially heavy amounts. Financial Intelligence Authority presides over heavy amounts. We come in, we ask, okay, where did you get this money? Accounts are frozen at some point. They feel like, where did this money come from? Where is it going to help? You see? Now that one, we go into it. But at the end of the day, these financial institutions, they've given people 20, they've given people 30,000, 50,000. People have failed to pay. People are not paying. It's them making a loss. That's why I was even wondering, we are not, actually, in normal Ugandan, they use us, people, they use us because I think most people use it. We are not the one at risk, the ones are the other ones. But in the event that there's a complaint, like how the speakers complain, laws come in because we have cyber harassment. That is cyber harassment. He's being harassed on phone. We'll come and say, who are you harassing? Harassing me over a loan, which I don't know. You come in, you can come to play. Numbers are tracked, those numbers are followed. We get the person like, why are you harassing someone? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to be a speaker, even if it's a regular person. Those laws come in that you're being harassed. If they come physical and harass you, that becomes actual torture. So in this online bank, the online things, and remember their interest rate is 12%, between 12 to I think 15. Then for the car loan, like Tugene, theirs is 18 to about 20%. For car loan, even tractors, they give out tractors. The tractor is 200 million. This will give out those things. Now, by the time somebody is giving that heavy chunks of money, these people are licensed. And what they're doing is within the confines of the law. It's just that they don't understand what they're doing. This is a try, it's a business venture. Actually, it's a terrible business venture. It's just a poorly planned business venture. Because they're passing through the MTNs, they're passing through actual banks. So the money is moving through real legal systems. You see? So that's why an act came to regulate them. Now, the issue actually would be discussing regular money lenders, the real money lenders on ground. These ones who are lending with addresses. Those are the ones actually who are bringing problems. Because now those ones take national IDs, one. Those ones take collateral. You give him a phone of 500, he gives you 200. You fail to pay, he takes your property. You give him a car for 10 or 20 million, he gives you 5 million. They take those ones we have now, and we have handled those I've handled. I think in a week I handle about 6 to 7 here in Njeru alone. So those ones we could set a fine. If you're discussing actual money lenders, those ones could do them, and most of them, those ones they're not registered, or you find they're registered and that registration expired. Those pose a heavier threat. But these online ones, they don't even come and demand. So, and at the end of the day, they're the ones making losses. But in the event that somebody feels he has been is being harassed, laws are there. We have criminal laws of cyber harassment. We have assault in the event that you're assaulted physically. We have threatening violence in the event that they said that we are going to make you disappear, the threatening violence. So there are other laws that surround that. But for them to recover the money, they have to go civil. So if they take you civil, I know that well and good, you defend yourself in a civil court law. But they have never done that. Then complaints of that, we get us here getting a complaint that money lenders have come. I mean, Mango Cash or Easy Cash has come. It is rare. Maybe the Tugende has happened. They take people's bikes. In the event that they take your bike, you come and complain. We hand you over to the community liaison officer. Then we handle it in a civil manner, because that's a civil issue, meaning you failed to agree. So we try to mediate, say, okay, fine. He had your bike, he paid this amount. What is the balance remaining? Okay, it was this percentage. Then we do it amicably. If it fails, still we refer to court. But the office that handles here locally, if in case it fails, money issues, we have a CLO. Every division has one. Every district has a CLO. So that's how we handle it. So at the end of the day, we have had a few, but we have not this online, apart from Tugende, I think about 2 cases in 2 years here. I've had 2 cases where they took somebody's motorcycle, Tugende. Actually, the person was a police officer, they took his bike. He had paid 900, I think was supposed to pay 100 a week. He defaulted 3 weeks. They came, they took everything, and he forfeited even the 900. The boy came and complained. We tried to intervene. He's a couple, full couple. We intervened here. When he went to court, so we said, but he agreed, he signed here that in the event that he defaults, it is taken totally. So they're working within the legal confines. So it becomes a bit complicated. But in the event that there's a criminal issue that has come up, we handle. We have laws that follow and govern. Thank you very much, Phillip.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for that. And we hope Ugandans continue to be assisted through those endeavors. Colleagues, our time is running very much fast. So it will be longer than it has been, but we have about 10 minutes to be out of here. And how about this to talk about, for you to give recommendations on how you think this entire sector of online lending and banking can be improved so that Ugandans continue to benefit from it without being exploited, without being taken for a dangerous ride. I'll start with the Lydia. What are your recommendations and final remarks to this particular topic? Yes, Lydia.
Yes. So basically, what I think that how we should regulate these online money lending apps or services. One is by licensing and registration. So one of the effective ways to regulate online money lenders is by requiring them to obtain a license and register with a regulatory body. This ensures that they will comply with the necessary regulations and standards. So secondly is by transparency requirements. So online money lenders should be required to provide a clear and transparent information about their loan terms and conditions. This includes disclosing their interest, their fees, repayment terms, and any other relevant information. Then also we could possibly put interest caps. So government can set limits on the interest rates that online money lenders can charge. And then also this helps to protect borrowers from being extorted and ensure that money lending practices are fair and just to everyone. It should be a win-win situation, not only where at the end of the day, the other is taking more and robbing from the other. And yet you see that we are still a low developing country. So if these money lenders extort too much interest from the people, and we already have low standards of living, so what benefit will it be to them? So I think these are some of the things that we can try to put in place. And also, basically, we should also enact these anti-money laundering services. So they'll help to regulate all these online money lending services that come in place. So this will help us to regulate all these things. Then also, we should do thorough sensitization. We should actually invest in information, because when people have this information, they will not indulge in such activities that will rob from them, that will charge them high, and also maybe put in place online money lending services that are quick. Their rates are known to everyone, and maybe government can even create one of their own that everyone is aware about, that this is a government initiative to curb all these ones that are coming about to put high interest rates and even violating the right to privacy. We see Mango Cash, we see Fido, we see Money Extra, all these things. But if we put in place one that is going to take over all these things, it will be instant. It will have, like, everyone should get it at their respective places. But again, something that is flexible and should not be rigid, that someone may not have to leave Gulu to travel to Kampala just to acquire an online money service. But if it's made easier, that it is certain, it is simple, it's accessible to everyone.
Ali, help me with the laptop.
Yeah, in wherever
Ali.
places they're in. In wherever places they're in. So I think these are some of the things that should be placed in. And again, I want to say that this online money lending has been one of the most popular options for individuals to acquire quick cash, but it also poses a significant risk if it's not regulated properly. So initially, it's not a bad idea. It's actually a good initiative that is helping to curb some of the crimes that we have. For example, theft. You see, we are trying to, it also lowers on our crime rates because people are actually getting funds from these online services. But however, we need to regulate them. And it's a disclaimer that we are not actually discussing them, this online money lending services, to curb them away, but we are just looking for measures on how we can regulate them for the best of public interest. And we see that everyone, it does not harm the public. Basically, in conclusion, that it should be online money lending services that are best for all public interest, and they shall all gain from it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lydia, for that recommendation and the amazing view. Denis, your recommendations and final remarks on the topic.
Okay, thank you so much, Philip. I think as I have said earlier, these people, finally we need them. The service they have brought is good, but the condition is under which they are operating are the ones we cannot favour. As I said earlier, these people need to have a physical address, whereby in case I have a case, have one issue, where do I find it? Finally, we have coordinated on phone, but where can I find this issue? If in case I wanted to talk to you. Then the other thing is we should have a way how these people can able display or someone can prove that they are licensed. And that is the work of Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority. Those are the people who should open for us at least a portal, whereby if I find a random app advertising itself as providing financial loans to Ugandans, which channels can I use to confirm whether they are registered and licensed with the Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority? Then lastly, it should be a responsibility of all of us, Ugandans and every other individual, to take charge of our own lives and our own property. Before you enter into something, take your time to learn the terms and conditions under which you're operating. Also research. Currently, information is very easy to get, but just that we don't care to look for it. But you can easily confirm if the person you're dealing with is like this or not. Because I told you this one will take a collective effort from us, the individuals, from our neighbors, the telecom companies, and the government regulatory agencies. That's Afan Daniel has already highlighted on them and they are all covered. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Denis, for those views, and we hope they can be heard out here and worked on. Otim, your final remarks, recommendations on the conversation. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much, Muliisa and fellow panelists for the insightful discussions that we have had. For me, I want to say that I'm happy that this conversation started right from the Deputy Speaker of Parliament. And you know, Parliament is where decisions are taken and is where all these laws are made. So I think we have now an advantage that it was a deputy speaker who was directly affected because of these online loans. So I think I think this discussion should now go at a committee level in Parliament to see how government can work or Parliament can work out to come up with laws that regulates these money lenders. Because I know the Minister of Justice is there. There's a committee in Parliament in charge of legal affairs. I think they should take that route. Then secondly, I want to say that there should be an element of empowerment. The government should also support and empower these online money lending companies. I think they are doing something good for the country, and if they are going to at all tax them, they should be they should not be given high taxes. But also, I want to say that my most interest would be on the interest rates and then the various laws to regulate them. Then finally, sensitizing the community about these online money lenders, and also making them also to know which ones are fraudsters, which ones are not, because in the past we have had people scamming people through, we had the BLQ and other online money transaction apps. So I think, to me, that is what I recommend. And really, I would want to thank Civic Space for always bringing in panelists to discuss topics that really affect the lives of us, of our people in the community. Thank you very much for the invite.
Thank you so much, Otim, for that, and we also appreciate that you always make time to join us on the conversation. Last word, Afande Ego Daniel, your recommendations and final words of the topic.
Yes, thank you, Philip. Now, the recommendation is the topic we're discussing. I'm glad because it's dynamic, it's a bit, and it's confusing. Because now, Philip, where we are going, like my brother Francis said, that the other online, I think, apps that came up and for what, please, those were Ponzi schemes. I think we discussed that some time back. Now, let's not confuse Ponzi schemes, those cryptocurrencies, I don't know, get here and what, and these online money lenders. Online money lenders are a business. Those are a business that we are yet to understand. They are relatively new, so there's need to understand them now. One of the things we are doing, the intervention method is this we are doing, the discussion. Every level in the community level, I know that people need to understand. There's need for sensitization, capacity building, whoever is concerned, all the stakeholders. There's need for sensitization. So we should not, you see, anything online, people, we are mixing them with Ponzi schemes. That's what someone said, those cryptocurrency, those what? Those were Ponzi schemes. Those pyramid schemes like Capital Chicken, I don't know. Those are Ponzi schemes, they are not money lenders. So where you get your money, that is different. There you're paying, you're actually paying. But these other people, money lenders, are their business. They're doing a business. More Cash is a business, to gain is a business, to Mango Cash is a business. And those people are registered for Christ's sake. You cannot give out all that money when you're not registered. But now in the event that somebody feels they are not conversant or they are not comfortable with it, feel free, we go to 8 police stations. Police will handle every issue. In the event that we can't handle our points, we shall refer to the necessary authority where someone's supposed to go. But if there's anything that there's an issue, the moment, the quickest, the easiest way is usually police. Anything, even medical things, people come to us when they're sick. We refer them to hospital. So anything that you don't understand, you feel you've been object, people should be given a referral point, come to police, starting point, and then they will be referred. But in any other case, people should understand that money lending is a business. These people are businesses, although they're online. Their terms and conditions may be a bit fuzzy, but they just need to understand these money lenders. And they are regulated. Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority does the same job. I told you Financial Services Authority, that is under police, does the same work. Under police, we have. Then Bank of Uganda does the same work. UCC, since they're online, they're using online means, UCC also does. So in the event that you feel there is a problem, you're being cornered, you're not understanding, please come to the relevant authority and we shall lead, we shall guide on what to do and the way forward. Thank you so much, Philip, and thank everybody else.
Yes, thank you so much, Assistant Superintendent of Police Ego Daniel, for your time and for the amazing views you've had to share with us on this conversation. Francis Otim, Councillor from Bardege Layibi, thank you so much for your views and for making time to join the conversation. Councillor Alupo, Lydia, thank you so much for your views and for making time to join the conversation. And indeed, Denis Namubogo, thank you so much for your views and for making time to join the conversation. And to you, our viewers, thank you so much for always keeping it Community Voices on Civic Space TV. Special thanks to the Center for Constitutional Governance and indeed to the technical team for always making sure we deliver this work. And indeed, we hope that the views, the recommendations, and the experience shared on this particular conversation will be picked up by those in authority to see that we can improve this particular sector and make sure Ugandans have better for what they deserve as citizens of this beautiful country that is part of this world. I am Phillip Muliisa, and I shall see you next week.